Who's firing at me?
Set the starting rotation for the weekend?
Yeah, we did. B.J. Myers Friday, Michael Grove Saturday, and Connor Dotson Sunday.
Okay, that seemed like the obvious question. Then where do you go from there when you start to get into the midweek?
Good question.
Yeah.
Until those young pitchers pitch against other teams, it's kind of hard to get a feel for what they're going to do. Right now, we got a bunch of guys that are throwing the ball good. Carter Camp, some young guys, but Kearns. But until we get against a different jersey, it's going to be kind of hard to see.
Coach Mazey talked about Zarpniski as a later inning kind of guy, potentially a closer guy. Do you look at him moving into the rotation? He had a few Tuesday starts last year.
Yeah, he did, and we've tried to figure his arm out. He'll go 90-92 the first inning, and then second inning 90, third inning 88, and then so we're kind of thinking about a 2-inning power guy, maybe 7th, 8th, or 8th, 9th, or maybe just 9th. We've got some other guys that are doing a good job back there with Potok, Sigmund, and even our freshman from Miami, Alec Manoa. So we got some choices.
Yeah, Randy seems to like him, Manoa. Describe him. He's physically imposing.
He's 6'7", 280. He's going to be 91 to 95 with two seams that sink. His breaking ball's 80, 81. Has good command of it. His changeup's not bad too. So he's got a 3-pitch mix. Real competitive kid. Played at a high level in Miami. Won the state title as a sophomore. He's got some makeup, so that's going to be big. We'll see. We're going to see quick enough when we put him in the college uniform and see how that turns out.
It definitely sounds like a guy that can make an impact right away, even though he's just a freshman.
No doubt. Just his velocity and his two-seam has a lot of sink, and that plays it in the Big 12, and just got to stick it in the box in a big moment. That's something we'll have to wait and see if it happens. He missed the whole fall due to a bad ankle sprain and even a sore elbow early, so we didn't get to evaluate him as much, but the outings we've been in this spring, it's been like, all right, looks pretty decent.
How'd you get him? I mean, what's the story behind that? Kid from Miami coming up the Colt guy.
Kind of lucky. It was kind of a funny story. We went in and saw him hit a lot because he's a good hitter also, and we saw him pitch in Jupiter in the fall of 94, 96. I know he's projected third rounder, turned down the money, but come on campus, didn't want to come on a football weekend, just wanted to come on campus and meet the people around him, and I spent 2 days with him and went to Auburn, Mississippi State, and Florida, and called us a week later and said, hey, I want to be a Mountaineer. We're like, wow, that's our first big top 50 guy in the country. So he's going to be a special kid. He's a hard worker. He's lost, 25 pounds since the fall, and it's going to be a good year for him.
Could he grow into a starter's role because he's that third pitch?
Oh, yeah, he could. He could. Right now, we're trying to build that back end. As you know, we lost Smith on the back end last year. We're young back there. We're going to figure it out. With Sigmund being an older guy, and then Potok, who was here, is really only a sophomore. Those guys, they know the program, they know what we're asking them to do, and so they got a little bit more advantage on Alec right now.
You said Manoa can hit a little bit. Any chance we see Zarpniski and Manoa bat in the same game?
I wouldn't doubt it. Could happen real quick. As a matter of fact, probably in the first 3 games. So,
you had a potential long reliever last year with Ross Vance at times. Anybody able to grab that role? Well,
we ran about 6 or 7 guys long all spring to get the pitch counts up, and you got Carter Camp, a 6'5" right-hander from Texas that has 3,000 spin rate on his breaking ball, and Donato, last year's Friday night starter, had a 28.50. So comparison to breaking balls, we know Donato had a great breaking ball. This kid's got probably a better breaking ball. He threw real well 5 innings this last Sunday. You got Isaiah Kearns has been running long. Stroud from Texas has been long. We got some guys that are in there long to go. It's going to be the one that probably does the best early. He's going to get the more opportunities.
You've had decent closers in Sean Carley and then Blake Smith. Is there anyone that you could define as the one closer for this group?
You know what? I can't really push Potok out of the mix not to be the guy. He was here last year, and he developed. He was an 86 mile guy coming from Pennsylvania, and he's been up to 91. He has a plus changeup. He was kind of our closer all fall, and he's kind of been the closer all this early spring against ourselves. And he just keeps getting guys out and striking guys out and keeps proving himself. So until he kind of blows it and gets himself out of the mix, I think he's the guy that's going to deserve some chances back there.
This first weekend down in Charlotte, what's the pitch count for those starters?
We got BJ at 70 because he come in with a little sore forearm. But Dotson and Grove been right on sync, so they're looking at 80, 85. So we got to have some relief.
the makeup for this rotation or this group as a whole? Is it going to be, more power makeup, or do you think this is just throw the ball in the box and let your defense?
Well, Dotson and Grove both, this last weekend were 94 to 96. So you got two guys on the weekend that are going to be in the mid 90s. So I don't want to say it's not power. And you go to BJ, who's can be 86 to 92 because of all of his arm slots. Then Alex been up to 5'2" on the back end, the freshman, and I'd say we got a mix of both. I mean, I think we've got the most 90-mile guys since we've been here, which doesn't mean anything. If you don't have command, it doesn't matter. If you don't have plus secondary is more important than velocity, but we've got guys with plus secondary too. So our thing is going to be experience. I mean, losing two of the weekend starters off last year's team and then the closer, those are pretty big roles, and the offense is pretty much back. So if these young guys can grow it quick and not take like it did the young offensive players to grow up quick last year, then it's going to be huge. And we're needing those guys to step in and be in the box right away and show some confidence, and that'll be huge for us. They got stuff, they just don't have the experience.
That Tuesday starter role, it seems like the last couple of years, it's kind of been a revolving door of guys. Are you hoping that someone really takes that, or do you look at it as an opportunity to start for some of those younger guys?
What's crazy is it's hard because we don't play, we don't get out of the box right off the bat and play Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Fridays. Our schedule's so wild early, no Tuesday games. In the past, it's like, okay, we got a good arm. Maybe it is our fourth arm. We're not going to hold him. We're going to go and use him in long or use him in relief. So then things get kind of bounced around, and then you got to make a decision off of what happened the weekend before and who's available. And then we've had to just, he threw probably 40 pitches. We better bounce him and let so-and-so start it. That's happened to us, and it can happen to us again because we don't play a Tuesday game to win. We come home, in Louisiana, Tuesday, Wednesday, Southeast. But, I mean, we have some guys that could start it, and it'd be nice to put a freshman on there or two freshmen that are ready in a weekly plan for that Tuesday. And if one of them does well, the other one can tail end him, save our bullpen for the weekend, and develop guys to get ready to start next year.